Your EV isn't limited by motors, or software, or chargers. It's chained by the battery, and Tesla is trying to snap that chain in half. Tesla doesn't really compete like a car company. It fights like a battery company. Because here's the truth. Motors are already efficient. Software is powerful but secondary, and charging networks come after the real problem. The battery decides range, cost, safety, speed, everything, and Tesla knows it. What you're hearing as new battery tech isn't one magic chemistry. It's a full-stack ambush. Cell size, cell guts, manufacturing, pack structure, raw materials, every layer attacked at once. Messy? Yes. Risky? Absolutely. Game-changing? Potentially insane. If you want EV cheat codes like this, smash like and subscribe to Dravexa. Back to it. Here's battery basics in plain English, no PhD required. A Tesla battery is thousands of tiny energy tanks called cells. Each one has 4 players: anode, cathode, electrolyte, separator. Charge it, lithium ions move in. Drive it, lithium ions move out. Simple motion, massive consequences. And all battery performance boils down to 3 levers. 1. Energy density, range without weight. 2. Power and heat, acceleration, fast charging, safety. 3. Cost and manufacturing, the make or break lever. Tesla's strategy: pull all 3 at once, especially cost. Now the headline star, the 4680 cell. Name sounds futuristic, right? It's literal. 46 millimeters wide, 80 millimeters tall, bigger than the old 2170 cells, and bigger changes everything. Why go bigger? Fewer cells, fewer welds, fewer connections, simpler packs, lower cost if you can build them right. More room inside the cell, but heat management gets brutal. Here's the clever part: the tabless design. Old cells use tabs to move current. Tabs slow things down. Heat builds up. Resistance bites. Tesla's tabless design shortens the current path. Less resistance, less heat, more power, faster charging. On paper, beautiful. In factories, painful. Because making this consistently at high yield is hard, really hard. Now let's talk about the real moonshot: manufacturing, specifically dry electrode coating. Normally, batteries are made with wet slurries, messy, solvents everywhere, giant ovens, huge energy bills, massive factories. Dry coating tries to skip all that. No slurry bath, no long drying lines, smaller factories, lower energy use, lower cost, cleaner process. This is the tech Tesla bet on when it bought Maxwell, and this is where the math gets wild. If dry coating works at scale, battery costs drop fast, EVs get cheaper, adoption explodes. But here's the insider reality. Dry coating is easier on the anode. The cathode, nightmare mode. Scaling dry cathodes at high volume is brutally difficult. Yield issues, consistency problems, production bottlenecks. Even Tesla has struggled here. That doesn't mean it's dead. It means the timeline slipped, and in batteries, timing is the story. If you want the real story behind EV tech, not the hype, lock in with Dravexa. Like, subscribe, stay ahead. Bottom line, Tesla's battery revolution isn't a single breakthrough. It's a war on physics, cost, and manufacturing all at once. And whoever wins that war doesn't just sell cars. They control the future of energy on wheels. Your battery isn't just powering the car anymore. It is the car. Tesla's next move? Structural battery packs. Translation: the battery stops being a box you bolt in and starts carrying the load, literally. The pack becomes part of the chassis. Less metal, less weight, fewer parts, faster builds. Think of it like this. The floor of your car turns into a high-strength sandwich, battery in the middle, structure on both sides. The battery isn't riding along, it's holding everything together. For drivers, better handling, potentially better crash performance. For engineers, high-stakes trade-offs. You gain integration, but you lose modularity. Crash safety, thermal events, serviceability, all now tied together. One system, one failure mode, one big bet. And yes, this is tightly linked to the 4680, bigger cells, structural packs, one vision. Now let's kill a myth. Tesla does not run on one battery chemistry, not even close. Tesla runs a portfolio. Nickel-based cells, high energy, long range, performance monsters. LFP, lithium iron phosphate, cheaper, tougher, longer life, no cobalt. Perfect for standard range cars and energy storage. And here's what's new. Tesla is localizing LFP hard. US-based LFP production, domestic supply, less exposure to tariffs, politics, shipping chaos. This isn't about range, it's about scale. Even bigger signal, massive LFP supply locked in for energy storage. Translation, Tesla is sprinting to scale batteries beyond cars. Grid-level ambition. LFP is the weapon of choice. And the chemistry story doesn't stop there. Enter LMFP. LFP with manganese. More energy density, still cheaper, still safer. Not perfect yet, lifetime trade-offs, but the direction is obvious. Less cobalt, more manganese, lower cost, higher volume. Tesla hasn't slapped a label on it yet, but the trajectory is loud. Now zoom out. Batteries aren't just cells and packs, they're supply chains. Lithium, nickel, graphite, manganese, refining. And here's where Tesla goes full chess grandmaster. Lithium refining. Why? Because refining, not mining, is the choke point. Price spikes don't come from the ground. They come from bottlenecks. So Tesla builds its own lithium refinery in Texas. Massive investment. Domestic supply. Control the midstream, control the margins. This isn't automaking, it's resource warfare. Same logic with cathodes, onshore production, fewer single points of failure. Compress the chain from raw material to rolling vehicle. Bottom line, Tesla's battery strategy isn't one breakthrough, it's total vertical compression. Materials to chemistry, chemistry to cells, cells to structure, structure to vehicle. This isn't about building better cars, it's about owning the stack that decides who wins the EV era. Europe is the hard mode, and Tesla just pressed start. Berlin isn't just stamping cars anymore. Tesla is lining up battery cell production in Germany. Real scale, real money, real risk. We're talking billions invested, aiming for gigawatt hours per year. And Tesla openly admits it. Building batteries in Europe is tougher than in China or the US. Why? Simple. Energy prices bite. Permits drag, labor costs stack. Suppliers aren't always next door. So if Tesla pulls this off, it's not just a factory win, it's proof Europe can still compete in advanced manufacturing when the rules stop fighting the builders. Now, reality check time, the 4680 story. You've heard the noise, it's delayed, it's the future. Both are true. Here's the truth nobody tweets. Scaling batteries isn't about ideas, it's about yield. Tiny defects at lab scale turn into thousands of failures at volume. That's production hell. And yes, Tesla's been in it. Dry coating, powerful. Painful. 4680s, promising. Brutal to ramp. So Tesla hedges. Panasonic, LG Energy Solution, CATL. Multiple partners, multiple chemistries, multiple factories. This isn't a backup plan, it's the strategy. One source fails, the machine keeps moving. And now, let's kill this myth right now. This is not solid state, not even close. 4680 is still lithium-ion, liquid electrolyte, no sci-fi miracle swap. The innovation is architecture, manufacturing, integration, not magic chemistry. Solid state is still research land. Tesla is playing the now game. So what does all this mean for you behind the wheel? Range? More miles for the same money or cheaper cars for the same miles. Charging? It's not about peak speed, it's about the curve, heat control, consistency. Some chemistries sprint better, others marathon longer. Longevity? Temperature, charge habits, time spent at 100%, that's the silent killer. LFP shines here, cycle life monster, which is why it's everywhere in storage and high-use vehicles. Safety? Modern packs are layered like fortresses, cell controls, pack fuses, thermal barriers, software watching every millisecond. Structural packs raise new questions, but also unlock stronger, stiffer, smarter designs if executed right. Bottom line, Tesla's new battery tech isn't one breakthrough, it's a system. Bigger cells, shorter current paths, radically different manufacturing, batteries that become structure, supply chains pulled in-house. Some of it is shipping, some of it is still grinding through yield hell. That's normal. Battery revolutions don't arrive with fireworks, they arrive with thousands of boring improvements stacked until prices collapse and the market explodes. So what do you watch next? Real signals, no hype. Watch dry electrode lines, not demos, volume. Watch Berlin. Does cell production actually hit scale by 2027? Watch US LFP ramp for energy storage. That's the quiet giant. Watch lithium refining economics. Starting is easy, running well is hard. And finally, watch prices, cost per kilowatt hour, vehicle affordability, margins under scale. Because in the end, batteries don't win headlines, they win markets. That's the game, and Tesla is still very much playing to win.